Greetings and welcome to Sunlight Refuge, where the name of the game is motivation, inspiration, and growth. Hi everyone, my name is Tracey, and if you are new, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. So, let me ask you, are you experiencing a loss of peace or purpose? Do you feel yourself being weighed down or discouraged? Questioning if you're on the path that aligns with your values and your faith, right? So that's what today's message is about: spiritual attacks. How to identify if you're under a spiritual attack and how you can equip yourself to be victorious, right? So, spiritual attacks often disrupt our sense of purpose and create inner conflict of heaviness that feels beyond normal challenges, as though something is trying to pull away from alignment with our beliefs and our values, right? So it's like an internal battle that you are experiencing, like in real time. So I wrote this down, and it says that the devil leads people away from their divine purpose, right? And righteous living, right? You can't be in alignment with God and then also be in alignment with the devil. Like, there is two different energy forces, and it's going to pull you into two different, directions, right? So the devil works to distract individuals from their true purpose, which is what? To exalt God and help humanity, right? So within that, these distractions keep people trapped in a lower state of existence and being disconnected from their higher spiritual nature, right? So it pulls you further away from God. But it's a battle, and it's a battle that you can win, and it's a battle that you have to win, right? And so the devil can manifest in various forms, right? So these forms are seen as obstacles that prevent people from realizing their potentials as being created in the image of God. Like, we are created in his wonderfulness, right? And the devil seeks to weaken your spiritual strength and prevent you from achieving success in this life and the hereafter, right? So it's like you come here to help humanity, right? And helping the world, right? And just putting your flavor and your your essence in the world, and collectively, you know what I'm saying, overcoming all of these things that we're facing as we live out our lives, right? And it's a battle. Every day is a battle. Every day you have to, like, get out there and do it, because not doing it is not an option, right? And not to say that it's easy, but it has to be done, you know? And so, in short, I said, just seek God and find peace, right? Seek God and find peace. And so within that, we have to connect back to our Creator, right? Because if we don't, we are we are going to be faced with all types of opposition and all types of, these spiritual attacks that is there to, like, weigh you down so much where you just give up and give in. And you can't give up and give in, because you're here for a reason. Like, we need you, right? And so as I'm going through this, I'm saying, what does this look like? Like, how does the devil do it? Like, okay, so when we go through life, the biggest one that stuck out to me is just like the materialism, right? And the priority of the worldly gains, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, just, I need all the money. I need all of this. I need all the things. I need to the point where it's like, I don't care who I have to step on. I don't care what I have to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Doing that strange things for a piece of change type of energy. And we can't be rolling out here doing that. So, the God, I mean, excuse me, the devil finds, his influences being in like material things, you know what I'm saying? And offering you all these material things. But if you got to go the devil route to get something, then is it really worth it? Right? Because that's what we talk about all the time, the things that you have. And then they also try to connect your value with what you have. And no, your value comes from God. You know what I'm saying? And I learned that it's a difference between self esteem and self worth, right? So, self esteem is like how you view yourself in the eyes of other people, right? But self worth is how you view yourself in the eyes of God. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, bro, I don't care what you say I have or don't have or what you have. And that has nothing to do with my self worth at all. You know what I'm saying? And so don't be putting so much emphasis and so much love into things. Like, have your things, you know what I'm saying? We enjoy the things that we buy and you know what I'm saying, our comforts and things of that nature. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like we talk about the love of money. It's like the love of things, you know what I'm saying? Like when you ready to just do whatever for it, like nah, you don't crossed over to to something else. You know what I mean? And so that one was big. And then another one is like the sinful behaviors, right? And when you talk about sinful behavior, of course, you're talking about, all type of devices, I should say. Let's keep it devices, right? All these things that the world say that you can have and you can do and you can experience and all that kind of stuff. It's like you gotta watch it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have that, that consciousness, that good God essence on your side to help you to, navigate, through these things because they make it look so appealing. And then it's like, you know what I'm saying? Then your other inner self, um, it's like trying to convince you to do it. And it's like, no. And you got to recognize, you know what I'm saying? Like you have a soul, and within that, there's an internal battle. There's this voice and there's that voice, and you know what I'm saying? And so you got to recognize which one is the good one and which one is the bad one because they're dual energies, you know what I'm saying? So that's big too. And then another one was like ego and pride. You ever had somebody with a big ego and not like I'm doing good, not no, like you know what I'm saying? Like when it starts to manifest into like selfishness, like they don't care, and you know what I'm saying, like when they just have a lack of empathy, or you know what I mean, like that's when you start going down, devil's lane or whatever, and it's like you got to check yourself. um Another one is misinformation. Like we have a lot of misinformation these days, right? And it's like it's often to confuse you and pull you further away from your spiritual connection with the divine, right? With the creator, right? And so you have to be careful of the information that is getting put out there in which you feed yourself, right? Like you see, you hear, you know what I'm saying? The things that you indulge in is what's going to be driving the how you operate in this world. So you gotta like be careful, you know what I'm saying, with the information that you are receiving, and just know that you gotta like find people who are really like credible, you know what I'm saying? And I know it's like a lot of YouTube channels, you know what I'm saying? A lot of Instagram stories, a lot of influencers, you know what I mean? But just because they are an influencer doesn't mean that they're an influencer of God. You know what I mean? And so you have to like vet these people, and you have to like look into the information that they're putting out there, and then ask yourself, if God was right here with me, or you know what I'm saying, would he be cool with this? And then you just test your gauge in that way. And if it's no, then that's it. That's your answer. That's your guide. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't try to overcomplicate it, and try to make excuses on why, this is okay to do. No, like, don't do that. It's right there. It's written all over your face. Right? So just honor that, and go that route. Follow that path. That's the path that's going to get you to where you need to be going. And so another one is fear and doubt, right? And a lot of times it's like the fear of failure, you know what I'm saying, that comes in, and it's like it causes us to feel like, if I don't want to do this, like I don't know, you know what I'm saying, like that doubt comes in, and it's like, no, you know you got to have that faith over fear. And it's not easy. I'm here to tell you, it's not easy. Sometimes you be like, I just don't know, I'm so scared, you know what I'm saying, like I don't, because you don't want to get hurt, or you know what I'm saying, or all these different things or whatever. But it's like that's where that spiritual connection comes from, because the devil try to creeps in, and put that self-doubt in there, and the fear of failure and things of that nature in there. And it's like you got to rely on, and develop, rather, you have to develop that spiritual connection to help you, because we go through all types of challenges, and just things that we're not confident in making a decision in, you know what I'm saying? And so these things are here to help us. And so another one is like the division and the conflict. Like, the devil comes in through division, you know what I'm saying? He wants to keep you separated, and he wants to keep you, arguing with each other, and not trusting each other, and you know what I'm saying, not helping one another, and promoting that discord, you know what I mean? And that's why I'm always like Proverbs 6:16, because it's like you find the devil in that, and that's the thing that God don't like. So if you find any of that stuff in you or the people around you, like, that's when you gotta like check yourself, because you're going down the wrong path, and God's not pleased with that. You know what I'm saying? And you getting off your mark of your purpose, because it's all about this purpose work, right? Um, and then another one is the addictions, right? So we try to escape, these spiritual attacks, and we use devices, but they're not there to help you. They're not there to elevate you, right? They're there to keep you disconnected and down, and vibrated in your lowest self. And no, we're not going to use that as a form of escapism, because we don't want to escape. We want to beat the level, you know what I'm saying, to elevate to the next level, and then elevate to the next one. Like, it's a everlasting, ongoing journey, right? Like, it doesn't stop, you know what I'm saying? Because it's always work to do, it's always people to help, it's always, you know what I'm saying? So you got to be that walking billboard of you know walking with God. um Laziness, oof, I can't stand no lazy people, y'all. So when I saw that, I was like, yo, I gotta write that down, because you know what I'm saying? It's like that, what's the saying? It's like I can't think of the saying right now, but God don't like no lazy, dirty people. And lazy dirty people is not gonna elevate you, and you know what I'm saying, elevate your situation, and help you to grow. Like, no, like you got things to do. You can't just be sitting down there just eating, processed foods and listen to junk all day long, and just not, going outside, not, what I'm saying, like exercising, not, what I'm saying, just living that lazy life. And that's not the same as saying, like, I've been working all this time, now I'm just gonna chill. Like, that's something else. But laziness comes with like dirtiness, and just your mind be clouded because you ain't thinking straight, because you just putting all this bad stuff all in your body, and you just listening to all this bad stuff, and it's creating bad um mindfulness, or you know what I'm saying. It's just like, don't be lazy. Like, don't be lazy. So that one was a big one for me, because it takes away from like action. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get up, get out, and do something. And you can't be getting out there, you know what I'm saying, living your best life, being your best self, if you just lazy and just don't want to do nothing all the time. And, you know, that's not going to produce nothing um, worthwhile. You know what I'm saying? So these are some of the ways that the devil comes in and tries to distract you from your connection with God. And so within that, it's like it's a domino effect, right? And so I wrote down some of the ways that spiritual disconnection affects your lives, right? So within spiritual disconnection, it creates things like emptiness or isolation, you know what I mean? And the biggest one is like confusion, because it's like you don't know which way to go. You don't know which voice is talking to you. You don't know, you know what I'm saying? And it just causes chaos. Chaos often follows a spiritual disconnection, right? Because peace. Once you find God, you find that peace. Not to say you don't go through things like you know what I'm saying? Um, but even when you're going through things, you still have that peace that God is there and He's helping you and guiding you. You know what I'm saying? But you have to learn whatever this lesson is, right? But when you are in a state of confusion, like, you just don't know which way to go, and you find yourself going down the wrong path, and it's a domino effect, right? And so I wrote down some of the leading things. Like, it's always going to be more, and you know what I'm saying. But these are the things that I thought was worth mentioning, right? So when you're going through like your spiritual disconnection, it can lead to like several different types of challenges in your life. So if you find yourself like lacking purpose and direction, because you're confused, you don't know how to hear God's voice and things of that nature, that's a sign. You know what I'm saying? When you have these negative emotions and you find it hard to like deal with life and stuff, like, that's big too, because like when you have these emotional instabilities, you know what I'm saying, like, you just become, like on this emotional roller coaster, right? And then you're acting out, and it's looking weird. Like, it may not look weird to you, but like the people who know you and the people who actually like love you, like when they see you acting out, it's like they know something is wrong. Like, you may not have told them, and they may not know, but they know. They may not know exactly what it is, but they know it's something, because it shows. You know what I'm saying? And so often people feel disconnected from others, and then they go into this state of feeling like isolated. whether it's something that they created or not. Because, see, sometimes you can feel like I don't have nobody in the world, nobody cares for me, nobody loves me. But before you get to that stage, you have to at least reach out to somebody. You know what I'm saying? You can't assume that these people don't care if you didn't give them an opportunity to care. Like, that's a big one for me, because people tend to make decisions on something that hasn't even played out, because you haven't even put it, on the table, that you was even going through anything. And then you over there hiding how you feel, and you know what I'm saying? And then they're like, all right, well then I guess they got it. You know what I'm saying? But all the while you going through this eternal internal battle that nobody knows about, and you going through it by yourself, but you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? So be careful with that feeling of isolation, and feeling like you alone and nobody cares for you, when you haven't even presented them an opportunity to care for you. You know what I'm saying? It's something different if you gave them the opportunity to be there for you, and then they don't. Like, that's one thing. But you can't say that they're not going to be there for you, and you never even gave them an opportunity to be there for you. You know what I'm saying? So be careful with that. Don't sit up there and suffer in silence. We all go through our stuff. You know what I'm saying? Including me. And I knew when I was going through my stuff, I did not suffer in silence. I was like, I try to figure it out myself. I talk to God, and then I talk to my family. Like, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not finna be sitting up here, and because I know them. And if I'm going through all this by myself, and then the hit the fan, and then the first thing my people gonna be like is, why you ain't come to me? You know what I'm saying? So I was thankful and grateful that I had people who, was gonna be there for me. And I'm thankful that I gave them an opportunity to be there for me. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the stuff I can take care of myself, but it's not like I don't need nobody. It's not like you don't need nobody. You know what I'm saying? So be careful with that. That's a big one, because it's a domino effect. Like, that can start turning into a whole bunch of other stuff. And, we just don't want to get you that far, that far down, because sometimes it's hard to get up. So be careful with that one. And then another is a loss of inner peace. Now, that's a big one, because one, your peace should not be negotiable. Your peace is a non-negotiable. My peace is a non-negotiable. If I got people, places, and things in my life that's causing me to be, it's causing my peace to deteriorate, or you know what I'm saying, it's causing chaos, and you know what I'm saying, in my life, that's like a number one sign. Like, because God don't want that for me. I don't want that for me. So if you come and this is what you come, then you gotta keep going. You gotta keep pushing, because I got other things to do, and my peace is not one of them. So you can find the devil in that, in chaos. When you have like these internal battles and stuff, you know what I'm saying, and you just can't seem to get no peace. Like, you got an internal battle that's going on. And that's like a sign, like, okay, I need to go and connect with God, because I need some help. Like, the devil trying to get me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he is. But that's the thing about it, though. It's like, when you are under these attacks, you got to look at it like, if I was just a nobody, or if I didn't matter, or if the devil already have me, then I wouldn't be going through these battles. Like, he wouldn't even waste his time, breath, energy on trying to get me down, or, you know what I'm saying, disconnect me from my higher spiritual self, right? So you got to understand too, like, you got something within you that's worth fighting for. You know what I'm saying? And so I just wanted to point that out too, because sometimes people think that they go through things because, it's just, that's just what they deserve, or you know what I'm saying, or something to that effect. But no, it's because you're that important. You're that important that there's a spiritual battle for you. You know what I'm saying? But we need your help to win this battle for the Lord, for God, for the Creator. You know what I'm saying? For the universe, for the cosmos. You know, so it's like, yeah. And another thing too is like when you are having like these spiritual disconnections, it's like you have like you create um these unhealthy habits, you know what I'm saying? And that's when like the vices come out, you know what I mean? So you got to be mindful of like what you're going through and what you are partaking in when you're under, you know, spiritual attacks, you know what I'm saying? Because um it can come out in all kind of ways, you know what I'm saying? Overeating, undereating, drinking too much, being promiscuous, you know what I'm saying? Just being lazy, not caring, just, you know what I'm saying? Just acting all out of character, you know what I'm saying? As a chosen one, as a, you know what I'm saying? As a reflection of God, like you just not acting godly at all, you know what I mean? So you just got to be mindful, like, oh, I'm under spiritual attack because I'm disconnected, you know what I'm saying? And I need to make sure I connect back so I can get this energy, and I can beat this battle, you know what I'm saying? So be mindful of that too, because sometimes it can feel like you're going through something and it's leading to like confusion, but then it can start leading to confusion of who you are, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like you don't even know who you are, like an identity crisis, like you don't even know, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't stand 10 toes down in who you are. You don't even know who you are. You just operating all weird. You know what I'm saying? And you just operating all out of character and stuff, and you just doing things like doesn't make any sense sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when you see someone doing that, or if you're doing that, like you gotta like stop and check yourself, like something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know who this person is. You looking in the mirror, you don't know, you can't even recognize yourself. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like a big telltale sign that you need to get back into alignment with God, because it's your you know your connection is off. You know what I'm saying? When you can't even recognize who you are, like that'll hit you hard. You know what I'm saying? Like these are like those moments where it's like, okay, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like what's happening here? And it's like a reflective stage or point in your journey or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, I need to stop and think about this. Like stop and think about this, and that's when you start praying, right? Because the devil is working hard. Okay, so these are some of the signs that you may experience, or you may see someone that you care about experiencing those. And it's like no, not a buzzword, but it's just like a indication that something is wrong, something is off, and we need to figure out what it is so we can fix it, and we can, you know what I'm saying, continue to elevate, right? And so another one is been when we talk about like spiritual warfare, right? The struggle between the positive and the negative forces within, you know what I'm saying? And these are, you know, the signs that play out in the physical. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna read these off, and it's like, again, you know, with the emotional state, you get, you know, get real agitated, and you know what I'm saying, you can't find no peace. You get drained, you know what I'm saying, because you got an internal battle that's going on, you know what I'm saying, and it's taking all your energy and stuff. And that's why you gotta like watch like these relationships and stuff too, be it friend, romantic, whatever, because it can be draining. People shouldn't come around you and you feel drained. That's an energy vampire. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be around people who can make you feel good. You know what I'm saying? And y'all have that exchange in energies. You know what I mean? And it's like, and like, you're talking and they're talking, and it's just like a good knowledge being exchanged. And you know what I'm saying? Like, when you leave certain people, you be like, oh, all right, that was nice. You know what I'm saying? Or even if it's a brief interaction with a stranger, you be like, oh, that was really nice. That was really kind. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to have those type of, experiences. Not the draining kind. You know what I mean? Um, Sometimes people can have like migraines. Like, I've seen people who had was and sometimes you can tap into somebody and you'll feel it in the physical of what they going through too. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes the migraines don't be like you, it be like you tapped in with somebody who's going through something. Now, that's some divine stuff right there, but that's, you know what I'm saying? So just be aware of that. And then, like, with your tension, you know what I'm saying? Like, your muscles and your tension, you know, when people be like, oh, you feel it all in, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's something. That's something worth looking into. You know what I'm saying? Because that's an indication that there's some type of internal battle, you know what I mean? That's like going on, you know? And it's like anxiety is another one. Even like your changes in your appetite, you know what I mean? And another one, which is a big one for me, is like your skin breakouts, and you have like all these different like skin flare-ups and stuff like that. Like, a skin breakout is not just a skin breakout. Sometimes, like, it really be because you be going through stuff. And I know for me, that's a big telltale sign that I need to like tap in with myself, like something's going on, and just, you know what I'm saying? And because it'll show like on my face, you know what I'm saying? And I don't usually like break out and things of that nature, but I start, you know what I'm saying? And so I know that's the indication for me. It's like, ooh, okay, what's going on? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Because I know something, is going on. So don't overlook that as just, oh, I just gotta, my skin just, no, you gotta think about why. Because there's a why. You know what I'm saying? And now it's manifested into the physical. So a breakout is not just a breakout, okay? Um, and so the biggest thing for me, and I know a lot of people can relate, is depression, right? Depression is something that is real. It goes beyond medications. It is a clear indication that there is a spiritual war going on internally, and that you need to connect with the spiritual divine quick, fast, and in a hurry, right? So all type of like mental health challenges, you know what I'm saying? It's linked to it. Like, it's not just, oh, I just woke up one day and I don't care about life. I don't want to get out of the bed. I don't, I'm just tapped out. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you can try to hide it. That's the thing about hiding stuff though, y'all. It's like you can try to hide it or suppress it, but that's only going to go so long. That's only going to go so far before it manifests. Because it has to be addressed and it has to be dealt with. So, you know what I mean? And not going too in detail, but I had someone, drop something on me that they were, depressed and have been depressed for a while. And I'm just like, that's where that empathy comes in, right? Because it's like, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? Like, one, are you okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, give me a hug. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like I didn't know, and I wish I did, because I wanted to be um with you, you know, um on your journey, because you shouldn't have to deal with that alone. You know what I'm saying? And that one hit hard, because it's like, you think you be knowing that what people, you know, be going through or not going through, but you don't know. You don't know. But then it also goes into what I was saying earlier, is that you got to let somebody know, because you can't just expect people to be mind readers. You know what I'm saying? And but once you do let them know, then that's when the dialogue um, can start, and the healing and the helping, and you know what I'm saying. That's when these things can start. You know what I'm saying? Because life is hard enough. You know what I'm saying? Without all of this added pressures and added emotions and added battles, and you know what I'm saying, and just going through it by yourself. You know what I mean? Like, that's tough. So, you know, y'all check in and be honest when somebody's checking in. You know what I'm saying? And we'll get to that further down the line. I don't want to get too far ahead, but it's kind of like, you know, check in. Check in and let people know what's going on with you. You know what I'm saying? Because we all going through something. Like, you can't be in this world and not go through something. So, um, yeah. Which brings me to my next point. It's like, hiding your pain doesn't help. You know what I'm saying? Like, hiding your pain does not make it go away. Hiding your pain does not make people feel like, oh yeah, they're doing great. They got no, no. So of course, it brought me to the point of like, so why do people hide? Like, why do people are going through things, and then they don't want to let somebody know that they're going through things, right? So again, it's like, you know, sometimes people don't want to feel like a burden, you know, to others, because everybody's always going through stuff. Everybody always got their own problems, and you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature. And then it's like people be feeling like, well, I didn't want to just come to you and, you know, add on to your plate. I know you got X, Y, and Z. You like, shit, add on to my plate. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't be going through this by yourself. And we gotta work together to get you out of this, so we can, you know what I'm saying, get you back to vibrating high, and you know what I mean. And it's like, don't hide. You're not a burden. If you ever feel like you're a burden, let somebody tell you you're a burden. Don't assume you're a burden. How about that? Let's do that, right? Let's not assume. Let somebody tell you, right? Um, and then another one is just embarrassment. You know what I'm saying? People be feeling like, you know, they just gonna get talked about, and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? And oh, they should be like this, or they should have it all together. They should have, should. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel embarrassed. Everybody is going through something, from the poor to the wealthy, from the black to the white. You know, from the high to the low. Everybody's going through something. So don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel shame. Don't feel none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Like, we just gotta take what life throws at us, and you know what I'm saying, use our people, use our tribe, use our family, you know what I'm saying, to like help us get through it. Like, and that's it. Like, don't think about anything outside of that. Just that. Right? And so another one, of course, is like with the embarrassment. They don't want to be judged. You know, people over there judging them. You know, we have what's it called? Uh, I can't think of the name, but we have like a bad habit of judging people, or you know what I'm saying, talking about people and things of that nature. Like we gotta like get out of that. Especially when people are like going through some things. Like you just got it can't be about that. It has to be about the health and wellness of that person. Like all the rest of that stuff, you're gonna have to just keep that to the side. And you need to, if you are one of those people that do a lot of gossiping and things of that nature, like cut it out because that don't help. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that's another thing too. What I thought was interesting, right? So you find yourself in these situations where um you're going through a battle, like an internal battle, but you don't even know what that is. So it's like you don't even like ask for help because you don't even know how to explain what it is that you even going through. So you just don't even say nothing. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. You know what I'm saying? And it brought me to the point where it's like when you get around people and they're like, and they ask you to ask questions, and then it's like nobody asks questions, and then it's like the first thing that they say is don't be scared, why everybody acting scared. And I always been like, no, it's not about being scared, it's about sometimes you don't know what questions to ask. You know what I'm saying? Especially if something new or foreign to you, you know what I'm saying? It's like you don't even really know what to ask, or you don't ask. You know what I'm saying? So that can happen. And just don't assume that it's because people are scared. Everybody's scared. It's just sometimes we just don't have the words because we don't even know what this is. So just consider that too. And then it's like some people they suppress things, and then it's like saying something no or saying something like makes them have to relinquish control. So then they feel like they're losing control of this image that they put in their heads, or you know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like it's it's a spiritual battle, and then it's like a personal battle all in one. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we got to be able to recognize these things so we can know that there is a need that is needed from the creator to help us with this battle that's going on, because I recognize that these are some of the signs that manifest when you're going through something, right? um so remember, hiding doesn't help. um Hiding doesn't help. So don't try to hide it. Don't try to suppress it. Don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel like a burden. Um, you know what I'm saying? Like don't feel. Only thing you need to be worrying about is getting what you need to beat it. Cause you gotta beat it. Cause you gotta be your best self. Because humanity needs you and your energy and your essence, and you know what I'm saying? And so just make it all about that. And that's where it's like building um when you forming these relationships, and you have like your family members and things of that nature, but it's like also when you have your external family or whatever, with the friends and in the relationships that you build, like you got to have um these types of conversations to know that you know is this a person that's really gonna be there for me? You know what I'm saying? Because it's cool to have people around you when things is popping and everything is good and all that kind of stuff. But are you gonna be there when things is not? You know what I'm saying? And so when you are choosing these people, and sometimes God choosing for you, you know what I'm saying? But when you're going through these new relationships, like these are the things that you think about, because it's all good when it's all good, but when there's a battle that needs to be dealt with, are you gonna be there? You know what I'm saying? And I always like so y'all know, I don't know. So Free Willy is like one of my favorite childhood movies, and the song, Will You Be There by Michael Jackson is like always, it's follow me. I still listen to this at 40 years old. You know what I'm saying? Because it's true. It's like, will you be there? Like, it's easy to say it, and it's easy to like do the fun stuff, but like, are you really gonna be there through the trials and the tribulations? Like, are you really, you know what I'm saying? And so because we all need somebody to lean on, you know what I mean? um so anyway, so yeah. So okay, so when we go through these attacks, right, it's always a wonderful thing to realize that you can overcome these attacks, right? Because we always talk about, what the issue is, or what do we need a healing in, and then how to get the healing. So we need like tangible steps, and you know what I'm saying, to get us through. And shouts out to anybody who make content where it's like they pose a question to you, but then they also help you to like they give you steps, and you know what I'm saying, things to help you to overcome whatever it is. Because it's one thing to just talk about it, and then you leave, and then you just still don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I try to do on this channel. I hope I am doing it. But because that's my whole thing. It's like, yeah, we going through things, and let me use my past experience, and let me use the things that I've learned to try to help you. You know what I'm saying? And you take what resonates and you go with that. You know what I'm saying? But it's giving you something to help you to get out of, whatever this scenario is, right? Um, so so I call this positive rebuilding, right? So when you're reconnecting spiritually, right? It's like a deep personal connection with the creator. And so when we think about that, it's like, what does that look like? Like, how do you attain this, right? And so a big one is meditation. Good old prayer and meditation, right? Because when you take that time to like just quiet the noise, right? Just quiet the noise and let your inner self speak, you know, and allow the universe to hear your melody, to hear your to hear your tune, to hear your frequency. You know what I'm saying? And you just give it all to God, right? And just know that whatever you're seeking is going to be given to you, you know, to help you to get through whatever you need clarity on. So prayer and meditation is really really good when it comes to your reconnecting spiritually. And when I say prayer, prayer comes in all different types of forms, right? So you can do prayer just like in a meditative state, but then you can also like use the word. You know what I'm saying? You can read the Bible, you can read the Holy Quran, you can read books, you know what I'm saying? You can listen to certain music, you know what I'm saying? You can listen to certain videos and lectures, and you know what I'm saying? And you can get that response that you need to get you on your way, right? And it's such a a wonderful feeling when like you get that message, and it be like God say, all right, God said do this, and you be like, oh my God, thank you God. That's how I be. I be like, oh, thank you God, you're so nice. um and then you know what I'm saying, you keep growing in that, you know what I mean. So prayer and meditation is really big. And if you're a writer, like I like to I don't necessarily journal too much, but I do like write down things, you know what I'm saying. And so uh that's always a good way to reconnect, and you just put it all out on the pages, you know what I'm saying. Leave it out on the floor, you know. and and then that'll help you to reconnect spiritually as well. um and then just practicing gratitude, you know what I'm saying, and just being thankful for the people, places, and things that you have in your life, you know what I mean. And when you recognize that it's something given to you, you know, by God, it's like it it just makes it a little bit sweeter, you know what I'm saying. It makes it like you start to recognize that this is from God, you know what I'm saying. And then you just feel humbled and have gratitude that you care enough about me to like give me this, or you know what I'm saying. So when you start to like recognize that God is real, and you know, and he's there with you daily, and no matter what you're going through, you're not alone, you know what I'm saying. And this that alone is like thank you, you know. um so again, reading spiritual texts, you know what I'm saying, like you can get all types of books, audio books, you know what I'm saying. Like you can find it. They have all types of genres now, you know what I'm saying, and it's making it so easy to like get what you need, and it can be, you know, tailored to your specific need. Like somebody, that's the thing too. It's like whatever you going through, like you ain't the first and you ain't gonna be the last. Understand that. You ain't the first and you won't be the last. So there's help somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And so just getting out there and um, finding that information to help you along on your journey, right? And so when you are practicing forgiveness and letting go, you know what I'm saying? That's all part of the spiritual walk. You know what I'm saying? You can be holding on to something, you know what I'm saying, that happened like so long ago, because it doesn't benefit you. You know what I'm saying? It takes so many muscles to frown than it does to smile, right? It takes so much more energy to be upset than it is to just let it go. Let go and let God. You know what I'm saying? Like let go and let God. You know? Um and then you can just get into your creativity, like your creative expression, right? And so we talk about journaling, and then you can do like painting, or you know what I'm saying, like whatever type of activities that you can do that leads to like that self-discovery, you know what I'm saying, dancing, like whatever, cooking, you know. It's so many things out there, so just get out there and explore your creative side, you know what I mean. And then you'll find God in that, and you know what I'm saying, it'll help build your reconnection, or you know, just deepen your connection spiritually. So um last, okay, so when you are dealing with, whoops, if you are dealing with someone who is going through an internal battle or spiritual warfare or just a spiritual disconnection, right? And it's manifesting in the physical. It's like, okay, so what can we do to help, right? And so that's the part I was most excited about, because it's like you can help. And so being a safe space for somebody to like show their vulnerable side is that's a that's a I don't want to diminish the meaning, but it's like that's just like a beautiful um that's a beautiful space to have with somebody. You know what I'm saying? To just know that the judgment isn't there, you know, and just support is there. You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody have that. And that's why we have to continue to be that, so we can spread that. We got to spread that like wildfire. Like wildfire, you know? Um so listening without judgment. That's a big one. Listening without judgment. We all go through our stuff. We all gonna continue to go through our stuff. But it's very important not to judge people when they're going through their stuff. Because you don't want nobody to judge you when you're going through your stuff. You know what I'm saying? But we also just got to understand that we're going to go through stuff. Where's the judgment? What's the judgment for? We know. Just like we know we're going to die, we know we're going to go through stuff. So chill out with the judgment, right? And then offer empathy. And the biggest thing too is like offer empathy but not sympathy. Don't feel bad for somebody, but feel them and what they're going through. You know what I'm saying? And just offering the that validation of their feelings, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's big when it comes down to like children. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, let's just say that they lost their little toy. It may be a little toy about this small. And but that's the most important toy to them in the world. You know what I'm saying? And so you can't diminish that and just be like, oh, don't worry about that little toy. It ain't nothing but a little toy. No, because that's important to them, right? So really watch out when you're dealing with like children and stuff. Like, don't diminish, you know, their feelings. You know what I'm saying? And another thing is like ask open-ended questions. Like that was a big one for me, because I found like even with my daughter, it was like, so how was school? Good. Okay, well, what happened? You know what I'm saying? So it's like I had to you know what I'm saying? And then it was more like, so what was the best part of your day? What was the worst part of your day? Like, what's something that you learned that you didn't know? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like things like that. Because when you ask them yes and no questions, like them closed ended questions, it's like, and then they be acting like they don't know how to hold a conversation sometimes. You be like, bro, expand on your thoughts, please. So, yeah, so ask open-ended questions and stuff. Um, because that you'll open up a better dialogue that way. And two, like sometimes you just want to like know everything that's going on, but they ain't ready to tell you everything that's going on. So you got to respect like their boundaries and their privacy. You know what I'm saying? And it'll come out when it come out, if it's supposed to come out. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big one too. Like, don't just be priding on information because you just want an out. You know what I'm saying? Like, so be mindful of people's boundaries and space and privacy and stuff like that, right? And so another one is offer support without trying to fix it, right? And like I told y'all, like that was big for me, because I'm just like, come on, let's we can do this. You know what I'm saying? And then I had to like sit back, you know what I'm saying, and just be a listening ear um, as opposed to, you know, someone who's just ready to champion the fight or whatever. So just listen. Just be, sometimes they just need to talk it out and they'll figure it out themselves. You know what I'm saying? So just be supportive, be here, be in the moment, and just follow their lead. Follow their lead. You know, um, again, validate their emotions. You know what I'm saying? Offer empathy, and you share your vulnerabilities. I think that's really beautiful when somebody can confide in you, and in return, you trust them enough to confide in them too. You know what I'm saying? Because vulnerability is like, you know, along with like trust and stuff, like that's big. Like you're not just going around just telling everybody, you know what I'm saying, the inner makings of you, and you know what I'm saying, and the things that you know you're going through and stuff like that. So when you know you have that opportunity where somebody opens up to you, like um just be there for them. You know what I'm saying? And allow them to, you know, to share that with you, and you share that too, because you know that helps with the building of a bond. You know what I mean? Um, and then follow up and check in. You know, you like to be checked in on, right? So it's like check in on your people and see, you know, let them know that, you know what I'm saying. I just want to check and see how you doing. You know, I just want to see, did you get that problem resolved, or where are you with it, or just say, you know, if you need anything, I'm here. Like it's just, and it should come natural, right? And I know things like that for me. That's like big. You know what I'm saying? And I know I'm not the only one who feels that way. You know, um, and just be consistent and reliable. Like when somebody think about, you know, somebody that they can lean on and depend on, you know, you want to be amongst those people. And it's an honor, you know, to be amongst those people, you know, that somebody can trust and can rely on. You know what I mean? Um, so just building, being okay. So being a safe space is just about building that trust, right? Through just what we talked about, just being there, being present, being sharing your stories, and you know what I'm saying, being present in the moment and having compassion, you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature. And it takes me back to that, you know, I see you, you know, I see you. Um, and so connecting with like-minded people, you know what I'm saying, and just kind of like having that community of people, um, it will help you to reconnect with your spiritual journey, because it's an ongoing journey, right? And have patience with yourself, um, and just know that time heals all wounds, right? So that's it. That's the message. So again, it's just about knowing that you are going to experience things um, throughout our lives. You know what I'm saying? And it can be tough, but you don't have to experience it alone, right? You don't have to experience that um, by yourself, and pray, because that connection with God is the thing that shields you from the everyday battles that you face, I face, we face, but you don't have to face it by yourself. So I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Until next time. Bye.